especially in these, it just usually it blows over across the day, that it can get really windy and cold in Berkeley.
It's just.
Berkeley, Amarillo, not Amarillo.
That's why I.
El Cerrito,
Oh, well, then I should.
Albany.
Yes, here.
They have the best weather.
Right, it's a little scrappy.
Yeah, I like Albany a lot.
I just
Went to a
ate-
Thanksgiving party there.
All right,
Friday night Hanukkah, right?
Sunday night.
So it's Sunday night.
Sunday night,
And there'll be a lighting or
the 14th.
14th.
We're going to have a menorah lighting on the 14th, Sunday night in Pacifica,
Oh,
and on Tuesday night in South City, in front of City Hall.
all right. Well, Tuesday, next Tuesday. Okay. Should be ready.
In a week plus. Not next week, the week after that.
So this coming Sunday, no, the Sunday after that?
Correct.
Okay.
So, Hanukkah starts Sunday night on the 14th. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We will start now. This week's Torah portion is Vayishlach. And it opens up with Yaakov is, last week's Torah portion finished with Yaakov traveling back home, back to the home of his parents. Yaakov has been in Haran for many years. He's been working for Lavan. He started a family. He got married. He has children. And basically all his children were born already by this point, except for Benjamin, the youngest. And he is on his way traveling to Canaan, the land of Canaan, which later became the land of Israel. And he is concerned that he's going to be chased or he's going to be attacked by his brother, Esau. Remember, the whole reason why he left the land of Canaan was because he was scared that his brother Esau was going to kill him or try to get back at him after he took the blessings, after he got the blessings from his father. So now Yaakov is worried. He's coming back to the land where his brother lives. Maybe maybe Esau is going to attack me. So at the end of last week, he had an encounter with Lavan, his father-in-law, because he took his family and left Lavan's house without, not his house, but whatever, the property where he was taking care of the animals of Lavan, and he leaves without telling Lavan, because he was concerned that won't work out very well. So he goes with the family, and they all escape, so to speak. I mean, they left. They're adults. They don't have to ask him permission. But the way he looked at it, Lavan, was they escaped without getting my permission. And he was upset, and he came and chased them. And we had that encounter last week. This week, he's finished with that, but he's worried about another enemy encounter, which is the encounter with Esau, who is going to want to kill him, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe Esau calmed down already. It's been many years. It's been 22 years. Maybe he's not. Maybe his rage is gone. Maybe he won't be so angry at me, or at least not angry enough to want to kill me. So this is what Yaakov is struggling with. So Yaakov goes and he sends messengers to Esau. He sends messengers to Esau to see, is Esau at peace with me or not? And the people come back, the messengers, come back, and they say, he's not at peace with you. And actually, he is coming with 400 men coming to attack you. 400 men, 401 men to take out Yaakov and his family. That's That's a mighty army. So what's Yaakov going to do now? He decides I have to prepare myself. I'm going to prepare for this fight in three ways. I'm going to prepare myself and my family in three ways. What are the three ways we're going to prepare? First of all, we have to pray to Hashem that nothing bad happens to us. Second of all, I'm going to give him gifts, lavish gifts, in order to please him and appease him. And third of all, I'm going to get ready for war in case he is going to not accept the gifts. I have to also prepare that he's going to fight, and we have to prepare a plan of action, how to fight back. And he splits everyone up into two camps and figured out a strategy how they're going to maneuver if attacked. All right. So this is what he prepares, and he's ready for the encounter. Now, what is happening over here? How is it that suddenly Esav is looking for Yaakov? It's been so many years. You wanted to find him, you could have came years ago. How is it that exactly now, when Yaakov is traveling to Israel, is the same time that Esav is coming under attack? It took him 22 years to get the 400 people together? What?
They're twins and they got ESP.
I think that's a good answer, actually. I kind of think so.
All right. As a father to twins, I'm going to have to think about that one. Huh?
My mother was.
Yeah?
Did she have ESP with her sister?
I'm not sure because they lived on separate coasts and I didn't really observe much relationship. But anyway,
Mhm.
sorry.
All right.
Well, you'll find that it's a true phenomenon.
Okay. Very good. I'll discuss it with the mom of the twins. We'll see what we come up with. All right. At any rate, so it's interesting that suddenly Esav is coming after him the same time that he happens to be going and traveling with his family towards Esav. All right. We also find that he's scared. What's he scared about? Okay, simply he's scared. Esav's going to attack him. But the Torah says, Vayira Yaakov me'od, vayetzer lo. The English translation would be, Jacob was very frightened and distressed. Frightened and distressed. Why two things? So Rashi tells us, Jacob was very frightened over the prospect that he might be killed, and distressed over the prospect that he might have to kill others. Again, he's scared that he's going to be killed, but he's also scared and distressed that he might have to kill in an act of self-defense. Sometimes we have to kill if it's an act of self-defense or to defend somebody else, not only for ourselves. If we're able to stop somebody from getting killed, we have to step in, even if that means killing somebody, but we don't want to kill somebody. And if we did have to, we'd feel distressed, or at least we should feel that way, even though we did the right thing. And Yaakov is concerned about this. I don't want to be killed, and I don't want to have to kill, even if it's a matter of self-defense. All right. So Esav comes, and Esav's coming. So what's going on here? So there's a book called Sefer HaYashar, which has different midrashic explanations, and he writes over there that actually this is a continuation to what happened last week. We spoke about, briefly we mentioned, that last week Lavan, his father-in-law, came to attack him, to attack Yaakov. Then they made peace, and they made a treaty, and all went well. However, there was something else that happened. The other thing that happened was Lavan sent messengers to Esav to do the rest of the job. So Lavan sends messengers to Esav, by the way, your long lost brother who ran away from you to save his life because you wanted to kill him. I'm letting you know the inside scoop that he's traveling back now and you could go get him. And that's how Esav knew that Lavan's on his way. And that's why Esav was coming with 400 men towards Yaakov. Yaakov had no reason to know this. Yaakov was sending messengers to go knock on his door and, figure out. I don't know if he told, the Torah doesn't say exactly how they were supposed to figure it out. Maybe he gave them instructions, maybe not. Whatever, go visit him, have some tea time, and try to see if you can figure out if he still hates me. That's how it seems it was supposed to go about. Not that Yaakov was supposed to expect him to be chasing him. Rather, I want to know if he still hates me. So when the word gets out that I'm in town, do I have to be concerned about him or not? All right. So that's how he knew. Now, at any rate, he goes along and he gives him this gift. I'm sorry, he prepares this gift to give him. I once heard the speaker saying, where is the first time you see somebody who knew, no, forgot the word. Anyway, but basically we're saying that we find this concept by Yaakov that he was not marketing,
Public relations.
hmm?
Promoting?
No,
Public relations.
no,
Bartering? That's not the right word.
no. Not packaging, something like to make things look, huh?
Marketing, sort of.
Is it marketing? It's a part of marketing to make things look more enticing than they really are, or to make something really good look more enticing, even better, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole marketing thing. Maybe marketing the word. It's a whole marketing thing to make something look so important, so much more. Yeah, there's a word I was looking for. But anyway, so we see here the first one, biblical, we have this in the Bible. We have Yaakov going ahead and preparing this gift. It was a lavish gift. It even says how many donkeys, how many cattle, of everything. It's quite a long list. It was a lot. But he didn't just send it in one scoop. He made it in order and like packaging. We see how he knew how to package things. So it looks to the eye as a very, very lavish gift. You come down the road and you see herd of herd after herd after herd, and it was lined up in a way. It was presented in a way that it looked extraordinary. And anyway, they have the encounter and they embrace, they hug, they exchange. They exchange words with each other, they ask about each other, and they make peace with each other. So even though Lavan was coming for the express purpose of, Esav was coming with the express purpose to kill Yaakov, maybe his family too. I don't know. But when he actually saw him face to face, the brotherly love, or at least the brotherly connection, came back. And they felt that bond, that brotherly bond, the twin bond, and it was very powerful. And they made peace.
What's Jacob's twin brother's name?
Esav.
Esau.
Yeah.
There's one question that occurred to me several sermons back. Does the Bible clarify whether they were identical twins or non-identical twins? Because you can have that; those both circumstances can happen. And there's a genetic difference, you know? There's a,
You know, when people say identical, they usually mean do they look alike? But that's not actually what the term means, which
so
I
they're
think you
actually
know that.
genetically,
It doesn't say. I don't think it says if they were genetically twins, but they definitely didn't look alike.
did,
Now, a lot of people use the word identical. They mean do the twins look alike?
they usually,
Well, after I had twins, I learned that that's not what it actually means. But that's what people use it as. So the way it's used, do they look identical? The answer is no, they certainly did not look identical. It says that Esav was hairy and reddish complexion, which Yaakov didn't have, so they looked very different.
so there's more high probability they were not identical twins.
It doesn't work that way, actually. It doesn't. There's times that they look identical, they're not identical, and vice versa.
Hmm,
Even though I thought identical twins were from the same egg, right?
yes, yeah, right. Same sperm, same egg.
How could they not be, look identical? We don't know.
That's why I bring it up.
All right.
But the Bible doesn't specify.
No. Okay. Someone want to ask something?
What starting after Yom Kippur, we're going to the very beginning of the Torah. And so where are we now with Jacob and Esau?
So what we're discussing right now is this week's Torah portion. After Simchas Torah, we start the Torah again, right after Sukkot and Simchas Torah. That was a couple of weeks ago. We're now in the middle of Book of Genesis, closer to the end, or the beginning of the second half of the Book of Genesis.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One other thing seems to stand out here. At Levin, the father-in-law, he really doesn't seem to have taken kindly to Jacob at all. With some kind of interpersonal relationship thing here that isn't going so good. I mean, he's married two of his daughters.
That's true.
Taking
They
care of his
didn't.
flocks,
Hmm.
and he still got the butt at him.
That's true. He did not get along. I mean, even before they got married, he was always listen. He was selfish and
Uh, yeah, well, he tricked them for 7 years. I mean, you know.
he tricked him many times. He tricked him more with other things as well. So yeah, they definitely didn't have a warm relationship.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay, so he prepared the gift, and we said he prepared with prayer. So he's praying to Hashem, asking Hashem to provide, to take care of me, and to save me. And he says, "Katointi mikol chasadim." Good.
This is that. There's a quote with these exact words, and it's just beautiful, the music.
In Hebrew?
It's Israeli, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm not aware of it. All right.
There's
Very
an
good.
Israeli dancing class in Foster City.
So he prays to Hashem. He says, "God of Abraham, Isaac, the God who told me, you told me to go back to the land." I forgot to say, Hashem actually told him to go back home. And I will do good with you. Hashem told him in the previous portion. So he's saying, Hashem, you told me this. And then he continues. He says, Katointi. Katointi comes from the word katan or katan. Katan means small. Small. A child could be called a katan. He's small. So he's saying, Katointi mikol chasadim. I am small, so to speak, from all the kindness you've done to me. Meaning, I am not worthy of all the kindness you've done to me. You've been so good to me, God, he says. Umikol ha'emes, asher asita havdecha, for all the kindness and the truth that you've done to me, as servant. Kivimakli avarti es yadin ezeh, Because I crossed over this river to Haran with just my staff, just my stick, with nothing. I was penniless. And now I come back with a family, with flock, with money. You've been good to me. I went with nothing, and here I come with so much. See, he was concerned. He was concerned that maybe you've been so good to me. Maybe I'm not worthy of any more. Maybe I got all my reward that I'm worth, and it's over. So he says, but still, Hatzileni na, I beg you, Hatzileni na, save me, miyad achi, for my brother Esav, because I'm concerned maybe he will come and hit me and my children. And you, Hashem, he continues to say, you said to me that you're going to do good to me, and you're going to make my descendants like the many descendants like the sand, etc. All right, so this is a short prayer, and basically he's saying, Hatzileni nami yadachi, I will please save me, even though katarnti mikol chasadim, I am small, I am unworthy. Because of all the good you've done to me, I'm not worthy to ask you for more, but still I'm asking you to do this for me anyway. As you promised, you're going to take care of me. So 1 second. If he told you he's going to take care of you, so why are you concerned that he won't take care of you? So the answer is his humility. He was saying, Katanti, I'm unworthy. You've done so much good for me. Katanti, maybe I'm not worthy of this. And I'm asking you to do this anyway.
He's very humble.
That's right.
I think,
Yeah.
think it's possible to be trusting of God and still be scared.
Oh. Okay. I said, oh. Very good.
Where is the geographic location of this journey of the brothers of Esau and Jacob? Yaakov or Jacob?
Haran is on the other side of the Euphrates, I think. The Euphrates,
This
is it?
Egypt, right?
No. It's between the Euphrates and Haran, I think, is in between two rivers, the Euphrates and, anyone know the map over there? That's it, thank you. So they're coming from there to Israel. I think that's where it was.
Quran, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, that Terah went to in his latter years before he passed on.
Yeah.
Quran.
Looking for
The-
an atlas. They still
I
publish it.
don't have that here.
I have it on my phone.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So what was he so scared about? He was scared. Hashem said, I'm going to help you, but he's still scared. You know, Yaakov found himself in deep trouble. I'm about to get wiped out. I could get wiped out by my brother. 400 people. He gets this message back. Esau's coming with 400 men. Who's going to fight back? My kids are little. Some were teens, some were kids. 400 men, untrained, unarmed. He was really scared. And he fell down. He felt like I had I had it good. Things went well for me the past 7 years, where I finally started earning money. So I got a family, now I got money, and now I have to come back to visit my parents and settle in the land of Israel. And what do I get? I'm about to be wiped out. So he's scared. He's feeling down. And this moment is a very powerful moment. He's scared of being killed. He's scared that he's going to have to kill. And here, it says in a book by Rabbi, what's his name? There's a commentary on the Torah. It was written by a Hasidic rabbi who lived some 300 or so years ago, called the Panim Yafais. His name was Pinchas Horowitz. Pinchas Horowitz, and he was a rabbi in Germany, somewhere in Germany. At any rate, he writes in his commentary something very important. Let me find it here. Okay, I thought I had it written down here. I can't find it. Anyway, basically, there's a concept in the Talmud, not a concept, it's written in the Talmud, but one of the sages that he wanted to go to Israel. He was living in Babylon, and he wanted to go to Israel. Now, as you know, you may know, I don't know, the Talmud, the famous Talmud, there are two Talmuds actually. There's the Babylonian Talmud and there's the Jerusalem Talmud. It's called Jerusalem Talmud. It really means the Israel Talmud, the land of Israel. So there's a Talmud of the sages that were living in Israel, and there's the Talmud of the sages living in Bavel or Babylon. It's called Talmud Bavli or Talmud Yerushalmi, Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. The Talmud, when people reference the Talmud, we're usually talking about the Babylonian Talmud. By and large, that is what is studied by most people studying the Talmud. They're studying the Babylonian Talmud. It's extremely long and difficult and hard, and most people don't have time to make it through to the second one. So most people, the main one is the Babylonian Talmud, boys in yeshivas, adults learning the Talmud. That's how we learn. Some great sages end up learning both, mastering both, but that's very difficult. At any rate, the Babylonian Talmud takes precedent for reasons we're not going to discuss right now. One of the sages in the Babylonian Talmud, it says that he wanted to go to the land of Israel. To prepare himself for the journey, instead of packing tuna sandwiches, it says that he fasted for 40 days to forget the Babylonian way of study in order to be a proper vessel, to be able to learn on a higher level that they learned in the Holy Land of Israel. Again, he felt that in order for me to properly learn Torah the way they learn in Israel, which was on a higher level, I have to forget all preconceived notions that I have from the lower way of learning, and then and only then will I be a worthy vessel, will my mind be pure enough to be able to accept and understand the higher way of learning. Now, it's very difficult to understand, and I don't really understand it myself, so I'm not going to attempt to explain it. besides say this, that there are times that before we come to a higher level, we have a down, we have a falling. So going from level 1 to 2, in between level 1 and 2, this is in many areas. It's in Torah learning. It's in learning other things. There are times, and not only in learning, it could be in observance when somebody's, let's say, learning Torah, learning science, learning philosophy, whatever they're learning, and they're really involved and they're really getting somewhere, and then they feel like they're losing it. They're losing it. They're having they're backtracking. And that could really completely mess with their mind. And they might even give up. But they shouldn't. They shouldn't, not only because it's never good to give up, but the truth is they're about to get to the next level. And sometimes between level A and B, there's like a setback. And you feel lost and you feel like you forgot stuff. Or I know this even less than I knew it last week. What's going on over here? I had this down pat last week and I've been working on it and trying to get to a higher level of understanding, and suddenly I feel like I understand it even less than I understood it before. And that's this interesting thing about the way human beings work, that sometimes before we grow, we have a setback. And it could be an observance. Somebody's starting to observe more commandments. They're getting more religious or whatever it is. And then they feel like they were all inspired and all involved. And suddenly they feel like this letdown or this setback. And sometimes they're like, oh no. They're about to give up. But they shouldn't give up. Because they're like on the stepping stone to a higher level. They're about to reach an even greater level of understanding, even a greater level of appreciation, even a greater level of connecting with their observance. I see that you really want to say something.
Yeah, I'm going through the same thing with the scientific community. I'm having to show them how to transcend quantum mechanics to what I've discovered. They're going to have to unlearn. Everybody's thinking this way. I'm showing them another way. They have to unthink it.
Mm-hmm. Tell them to fast for 40 days.
Don't think. Not good. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not that spiritual person, right? But
You could
this
change
is-
it if you
This
want.
is similar.
I'm
this is
joking.
similar-
Yeah.
this is Not exactly, it's similar, sort of parallel. But the circumstances found me one time taking a class in heavy truck mechanics, the 18-wheeler stuff. Yes, I'm not an 18-wheeler mechanic or nothing like that. But I was in this class and I learned something that I wish I'd known in a previous occupation, actually. And it was like if you were troubleshooting a problem, there was some mechanical problem and you couldn't solve it. And instructor goes, okay, stop, start all over, go back to basics, forget all the stuff you've tried out, and you did this test and that test and whatever, and you were looking for this answer. Go back, just start over from the simple basics, and just from ground zero, 0 point,
Mm-hmm.
and then redo it. Just go do it. See if you come out differently and solve your problem.
Very good. Beautiful.
You make the jump to the right decisions, the right conclusion. You get to the goal you're trying to get to. So it was basically forget what you got done, go back to the starting point, go back to basics, where it started originates from, and then proceed again.
Very good. Beautiful. So the same idea here. So the Rabbi Horowitz writes in his book, I don't have the quote here, I thought I prepared it. But something of this idea, he takes that Talmudic passage and shows that sometimes before we get to the higher level, we have this big setback.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening to Yaakov right now. It wasn't in learning, it was in life. He went through a lot of stages, right? He left Haran, he's running away. He's going to be attacked. He thinks he's going to be killed. He's running away to save himself. Then he comes here. He gets a job. He wants to get married. He's offered this ridiculous proposal. He accepts it, and then he gets cheated. After working for 14 years, he has a beautiful family, and he's thankful for that, but he doesn't have any money. He makes another arrangement with Lavan, a financial arrangement, and now he's going to take care of the animals, but to get paid. Lavan tricks him again and again to try to make sure he doesn't get much out of this. He ends up miraculously and with a lot of wisdom figured out how to make the best of a situation that we spoke about, or we didn't speak about, but it was in last week's Torah portion. So we're not going to go over that right now. Anyway, it turns out after 7 more years of working for Lavan, he's doing well again. So he had ups and downs and ups and downs. And now he had an up, and now he has my family, and I have my money. My bank account's full. I'm ready to go to Israel, and we reunite with my parents. My children will finally see their grandparents, and we'll settle in the Holy Land of Israel, and everything's great. And then, boom, I'm being chased. I'm about to be killed. He's feeling down, depressed, sad, and not depressed. It's the wrong word. He's anxious. He's scared. But you know what that is? That's the moment of down before the blossoming flowers. That's the moment of down before things are about to get much better and greater. Which indeed is what happened. And he made peace with his brother, and he didn't have to worry about him for the rest of his life being chased by him. And things went better. Things went well. But before things went well, things were bad. Things felt bad. Things felt terrible. And sometimes in life that happens not only in learning, not only in Torah, not only in science, but in life. We could sometimes have these setbacks, and they take us back, and they bring us down, and we feel at a loss. We're at despair. Things are going terrible. Things were well, and now they're terrible. But we have to know that sometimes it's the light, it's the darkness right before the light. It's the darkness at the end of the night. The end of the night, it's darkest. Just before dawn, just before it's supposed to be light again, it becomes even darker than it was 3 hours prior. Because right before the light, right before the sun's about to rise, it's going to be very, very dark. Sometimes in life, we're going through troubles, and it's really dark. And things feel like it's the end of the world. But it's not the end of the world. And things are going to get better. And we believe that things will get better. And if we think about it, we know this happened before. This happened before. I think everyone sitting here could think of some time in their life where it looked like all hope was lost. It looked like the end is near. It looked like everything was about to explode. We could be talking globally, we could talk nationally, we could talk personally in our own life. There were times when we felt like, oh no. We felt like, I can't believe this. My business, the job, my family, something. It was about to explode. And then what? It may have taken a day, it may have taken a week, it may have taken a month, it may have taken a year, but things got better. Things get better. And this was Yaakov's down moment of a fall before the rise. This was the end of the night, right before sunset. The darkest time of the night before it's about to rise, before the sun's about to rise and the day will shine bright. And we have to remember that sometimes this happens to us. And we feel down, and we're at a loss, whether it's in learning, whether it's in other things. in life, we feel down. It could be job related, it could be money, it could be relationships, it could be just our mood, whatever. Whatever it is. There are times when things are really tough, really down, but they could get better. And I bless you that they will get better. They should get better. They will get better. But we have to prepare. We have to prepare. We can't sit on the couch and say, Rabbi Goldman said it's going to get better, so I'm not going to do anything about it. Well, we're going to learn from Yaakov. Yaakov was down. He had this down moment of fear. And what did he do? He didn't, in despair, give up, but he said, I'm going to do something about it. What am I going to do? He sat and he thought about it and he came up with a 3-point plan. I'm going to pray. I'm going to try to please him, appease him by throwing lavish gifts at him, and hopefully that will change his mind. And if all else fails and I have to fight, I will fight, and I'll prepare to fight. I don't want to fight. That's the last resort. But if I have to, I will. And I'm going to pray to Hashem that I be successful. But I don't want to kill my brother. I don't. And I'm scared about that. And I hope I won't have to. And I pray that I won't have to. But prepare, I need to. And that's exactly what he did. So we all have to prepare. We all have to be prepared. We have to take charge of our life and try to do the best, but not fall into despair. So we could have worked on something. We worked on a project and work, and we worked on it for months, and we put in so much energy into it, and it falls apart, or the person doesn't accept it, or our boss tears it up, whatever it is, or the client backs out the last second, and we're torn, we're depressed. Don't become depressed. Even at that low moment, remember that Hashem runs the world. Hashem could protect me from Lavan. Hashem could protect me from Esav. My boss is probably not as bad as Lavan or Esav, and it will be okay. It will be good. Let's stay positive and come up with a plan of how I could try to make the best of the situation and pray to Hashem that I'll be successful. Yes.
You make it become better. You made it better by doing all the presents.
Yeah.
You prepare. You can influence the future.
That's right. You have to do your part.
Right.
But that's not enough. You need Hashem's help. But he needed Hashem's help, so you have to pray as well. Do you think it makes sense that Esav is in boiling anger? He wanted to kill this guy for so many years, and now he saw some cattle and he just said, okay, forget it. I'm your friend. There's more to the story. If I want to kill somebody and he gives me a gift, I don't want to kill him anymore. Say, I don't want your gift. Get lost. I'm killing you. That's what Esav should have said. Could have said. Practically speaking,
There's a pile of animals and gifts. It made a difference.
it was the best he could do, but it came with Hashem's help to make Esav calm his anger. The gift alone couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, I like the idea of.
I could,
giving the gift.
you know what he could do? If he wanted the money, he could have killed him and gotten the gifts, right? Could have gotten everything, even more than the gifts. Take everything over. Rationally speaking, a gift doesn't make somebody's hatred go away to such a level. The guy who wants to
There's
kill.
no cause and effect, for sure.
Mhm.
You know,
You
Right.
cannot tell cause and effect that way.
Right. So he prepared. He did the best he can,
We do.
hoping
pray.
that the gift will help.
But
Hoping
I
that
pray also.
perfect. You and Jacob. Beautiful.
Right. And prepare.
And prepare. Very good. Yes. Yeah.
you know, one thing strikes me that Jacob, he doesn't seem to have a good insight into other people's motives and where they're coming from, whether it's Levin or Esau here. Now, higher power, of course, understands it all and influences all. But perhaps Esau was actually coming to meet Jacob, but he's coming with 400 armed men because by Esau's nature is different than Jacob's. And Esau tends to be a leader, gather people around him, so he feels comfortable. He wants to travel with an armed escort. Maybe he has enemies too. Maybe he's actually seeking peace or better flocks or something. We don't really know. So he's coming from wherever he's coming, and he's coming armed to the teeth because maybe that's what he needs to survive. He doesn't have the protection of the Almighty
Mm-hmm.
necessarily. Okay? With the same protection that Jacob enjoys. Jacob is not recognizing the protection he's actually getting.
I hear you, but it's quite clear. Well,
It's a different viewpoint.
I hear you. But it's quite clear that he came with the intention of killing him. But what you said earlier, that Yaakov, you don't think Yaakov always had the correct insight in people's motives. I wouldn't say that because we see, yeah, he did get tricked, but he knew how to handle it. And he prepared for these trickeries sometimes, as we see with Lavan. He made a secret code, whatever, secrets with Rachel, expecting his father-in-law, future father-in-law, to play games. See, he did anticipate that, and he responded in kind. He prepared for that.
That was the second time around, though.
The first time around.
Well, the first time,
Yeah.
before he got tricked.
Before he got tricked, Rachel and told Yaakov, you know, my father is going to might trick you.
Yeah.
You can't trust him. So they made a secret that only she and he would know.
But there's also something here. It turns out that Leah is the one who gave him most of the tribe to Jacob. Rachel had
That's true.
one child or two? I'm not sure.
Two.
Two?
Yeah.
Joseph and Benjamin, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll stop here. Have a wonderful week. See you next week. Tuesday, 12 o'clock. Maybe we'll do a Hanukkah class. We'll see.
If anybody would
Parshas
like some
class.
veggies or
And
grapes,
yeah, see you
We can all say
next
good.
week. See you Shabbos. See you on Hanukkah. Please spread the word. You should have all got the email. Let your friends know. And we'd love to see you all. Be well. Have a good week. You're welcome.
Where's it at in Pacifica?
Were you there last year?
No.
No.
I know we're going